Trump prepares order dismantling the education department. President Trump is expected to issue an executive action as early as Thursday, calling on Education Secretary Linda McMahon to take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Department of Education, according to a draft of an action obtained by NPR. The move has been expected since early February, when the White House revealed its intentions but withheld the action itself until after McMahon's Senate confirmation. The Senate voted Monday to make McMahon the next education secretary. Democrats uniformly opposed her after McMahon's publicly committed to unwinding the department. The draft action instructs McMahon to act to the maximum extent appropriate and permitted by law, and acknowledgement that the department and its signature responsibilities were created by Congress, are protected by statute, and cannot legally be altered without congressional approval, which would almost certainly require 60 votes to overcome a Democratic filibuster. News of these actions first reported by the Wall Street Journal. The House did not respond to a request for comment, but White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt posted on X that Trump would not be signing an executive action on the Education Department on Thursday. The order offers a justification for the department's closure that since its founding in 1979, the Department of Education has spent more than $1 trillion without producing virtually any improvement in student reading and mathematics scores. Well, that's not what the department is for. The department does not govern what your state does. States run curricula.
No, they give out grants.
And they give out money for food programs and other things of that nature. So really what they're saying is that we should have, it should be a government-ran education. I think my personal opinion is that the government should provide curriculum across the board for everybody. Well, the government should provide it.
I think what they're trying to do, actually, after looking it up, they want to privatize education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the only way you can go to college now, you can't get a grant, so you're going to have to take a student loan. You know, student loans are predatory. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, so think about it. Man. If your kid, they want to stop the funding going to elementary schools so the charter schools can take over. And only, like I'm saying, you're going to have to afford to educate your kids. It's bad enough kids got to go to school. And think about it. If I'm supposed to be, think about it, you have to go to school for 7 hours a day, right? Wow. But you got to pay for a lunch. That's wild in itself. If a kid is forced to go to school, they shouldn't have to pay for a lunch.
Or breakfast.
This is going to get, or breakfast. But, you know what I'm saying? It's basically, they usually give out grants. So the poor kids, you're not going to be able to go to school. You can't afford it. You won't be able to afford education.
Do we not see
just that? Like it? They do that in India. You know what I'm saying? Like only because there was a guy out there that would educate orphan children. You know what I'm saying? And like he would do it, and they said because you have to pay to go to school.
Like I'm saying, do we not see that this whole entire program is being built to just like suck the rest of the money out of America? Like look at the housing program they're coming out with, basically forever rent. You know what I mean? Look at the new education program. Oh, you're no more public schools, privatize everything, money to be spent, figure it out this way. Go take out grants, go take out loans. You want your kid to have a better education, go take out a loan. Look what they're doing with healthcare. They don't want to make sure they want to take away Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. They want to take away everything from the people and make you pay more. You don't get that?
And then you'll never own anything because everything's for profit.
You don't get that?
I've talked about it before. You don't own your media. You don't own your music. Unless it's old, you don't own the movies. You know, think about it. You go on Amazon, you can rent a movie for what, 3 days, 2 days? It's like $40 and then it disappears.
And you'll fall for, you're a socialist, you're a communist if you do want things to be better for your country that you've paid into, that you've built, that you've made better, that you've, you know what I mean, served. You'll buy into that. This is communism. No, it's called decency. Because I think this is Elon Musk basically said that he said that empathy is the failure of the West. You know what I mean? Basically of great nations, pretty much. It's not. It's really not. It's what builds a greater nation. It's understanding. And this is what you get when you become educated, when you get to a point to where you can actually look around and not have to survive, not just life be about survival. But you wouldn't know that, Elon Musk, because you're not that type of person. You were built by people who believed in Germany, 1940, 1930-ish German kind of thought processes. That's what you were built by. People who were apartheid, you know what I mean, who lived in apartheid states. That's where you lived for the first 17, 18 years of your life. What do we expect from you?
On him. And, you know, about 10, 15 years, if we survive this. And he's going to be living back in South Africa with his billions that he got from America. and they're going to ask him questions about, how he helped destroy parts of America. And he's going to say his experiment, just like, what's his name? The guy with the ugly face that just got out of jail. We talk about him all the time. He was doing the wall. He took money for the wall.
Oh, Steve Bannon.
He was like, look, this little Elon experiment he's doing to America. And he's going to be there and he's going to talk about someone's going to do a documentary on the destruction this person did and how he's going to be able to be like, well, this didn't work out for me and just flee.
You see how they ran him out of Europe? As soon as he started to do I think it was Make Europe Great Again. He started doing that, trying to run that over there. They got him the hell up out of there. People are not even allowing the Starlink in their country. They're done with him. They see what he is. We fell for it. We believe the story. We bought that lie. You know what I mean? That's what happened here. We're the only ones who's dumb enough to do this right here.
We love to hate.
Because it's the education level of Americans, man. You only feel this way when you're not succeeding the way you're supposed to. That's why you call yourself forgotten. That's why you're mad about everything, because you really don't like where you live. You really don't like. I've already went into this whole spiel. It's the truth, man. Start thinking about it. Start looking at the people who are actually who are actually hating the most. Look at their life. They can pretend they love it, but they hate it. They hate it.
Yeah, that's what happened during COVID. You got to remember, a lot of people, it's easier to be outside your house. You only come home to sleep. But when people had to be inside their houses and deal with the reality they've created for themselves, people were killing their husbands, their wives, beating their children, killing themselves because they were like, look, I can't do this. I need to be outside. They had to go outside and have people serve them. They had to have power over something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a nasty place, man. But we're going to keep you up to date. Uncommon Courtesy.